Good evening, Northeast Kansas. Thanks for joining us here on KSNT News. We're not talking 50 and 60 degrees sleeping weather for tonight. It's going to be another warm one, with most of us actually bottoming out in the low 70s for tonight. And that just leads into this continued stretch of not only sunny, but humid weather as well. In fact, we don't really get a break from the humidity until storm chances return midweek, with our next front that will usher in some drier air behind it. A quiet end to Saturday outside of Prairie Band Casino, and you can see the trees aren't blowing nearly as much as they were earlier when winds were slightly stronger, and that's also the case outside of Junction City right now. And now that we've lost the sunlight, temperatures are starting to drop off, but a little bit on the warm side. So we're at 81 degrees right now with a heat index of 84. We were able to hit that 90-degree mark for today, though, so a taste of summer to kick off your weekend. But right now, most of us are in the 80s, with some of us dropping off into the 70s, and that's the case for our southern areas. 77 for Burlington, as well as Emporia. Still 81 for Clay Center, as well as Marysville. 84 though at Concordia. However, once you factor in some of that humidity, heat index values have a good majority of us actually still feeling like we're in the low to upper 80s, and that's because dew point temperatures aren't dropping off all too much. Now, keep in mind, the dew point is the amount of moisture that's being recorded in the air. When you get dew points in the upper 60s to low 70s, that gets more to that muggy side, as you can see with our scale there. So you do feel some of it. However, the constant factor that has been pumping in that more humid air has also been providing some relief, and that's those southerly winds, still at about 15 to 20 miles per hour right now, slightly lower than where they were earlier today, but still quite a breeze out there, and that will stick around. Overnight tonight, though, dew points drop off slightly, so it won't be all too uncomfortable for sleeping weather. And then those southerly winds return and pump in more of that humid air. It will feel very much like it did today, with those southerly winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And again, this is a stretch of this weather, so we'll get a little bit of relief early Monday before we see that more humid air return again. And notice how winds stay out of the south. It's going to be a breezy next few days, and it's going to be all with those southerly winds roughly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now, that does impact how it feels. Heat index values once again for tomorrow will be right around the mid to upper 90s. Some of us may graze that 100-degree mark for heat index temperatures, and a similar setup is the case for Monday as well. For tonight, though, we continue that warm stretch of even nighttime weather. 72 degrees for a low for the capital city. And your backyard forecast for tomorrow, if you have a pool, another great day to jump in. We'll see sunny skies and a near copycat with sunny, humid weather, calling for a high of 92 degrees here in Topeka. Now, our KSNT Storm Track 7-day forecast shapes up like this. Again, breezy and humid weather for the next few days. It's not until Wednesday when scattered storm chances return, and behind it we'll get a break from the humidity. However, not so much from the heat. Temperatures stay pretty stable. They'll be right around that 90-degree mark, and keep in mind our average high for this time of year is 83. So definitely getting a little bit of an early taste of summer for the next